Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashist from enlightenmentcourses.com. I'm making a series on Ascension symptoms, and today we're going to be talking about the Ascension symptom where you have this life review moment. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just keep watching and you'll know. And you can see if you've ever experienced this and perhaps even make sense of it. So subscribe if you are new here, hit the bell notification, and check out my website enlightenmentcourses.com, which has lots of different courses on spirituality, on coming into your ascension, your enlightenment, helping you with all of that, personal services as well, one-on-one online with me. So before we jump into it, look at this. There's these two dogs that are sleeping. They're resting on the ground floor. They've been following us around when we've been walking these mountains. There's a temple there. I don't know if you can see, it's pink. It's right there. So that's where we walked to today. It was really nice. Okay, so let's jump into it. What is a life review moment, and why is it an ascension symptom? So basically, when we start moving into the fifth dimensional vibration at an embodiment level, like when we start embodying this vibration, it's not just a physical, like it's not just a mental concept for us, but it starts becoming something physical for us. That happens when we embrace the aspect of death. We embrace the fact that, things in the physical can't live on forever. And we're not supposed to hold on to them. When it's their time, we have to let go. And this means everything physical, whether it's people, whether it's things about us, whether it's physical things in our lives, whether it's those goals, those very physical goals that we wanted to achieve, we wanted to do, but they weren't happening the way that we wanted. All of that, we have to sort of let go and let God, as it were. So that is a process of surrender. It's the process of embracing the divine feminine principle of life, because the world otherwise is run by this sort of lower masculine order, which is all about logic and doing things in a sequence and, the next achievement, and doesn't embrace this process of going within, the internal process, the fact that, action is not just an outer thing, it's an inner thing also. There's this action happening inside of us. Even if you're not doing anything physical in your life, where you're not achieving anything physical in your career, relationships, whatever it is, there might be a lot happening inside of you, and that is where the action is. And sometimes in life we go through phases where the action is inner action. Of course, when you're going through a process of spiritual awakening and enlightenment, it's the importance of that is paramount. So what is a life review moment? So during these times, we go through these life review moments where it feels kind of like it's that same feeling that people talk about when they are about to die, and they are, there's this tunnel that comes to them, or that there's this white light at the end of it. So that tunnel is this sort of death process where you're able to let go and you're able to allow yourself to move into the next dimension of experience. You don't have to die a physical death, because we go through emotional deaths every day, and when we really allow it, these really spring up for us in a way that benefits us. Of course, the process is not always comfortable, but when we've done it a few times, we start trusting the process, because we see what it brings us, and we see that certain things in our life weren't there anyway. Like, it was their time, it was time for them to go, and they'd already gone, and we were just holding on to the concept of them being there and sort of grieving that. But when you sort of just let go and surrender, that is the death process, and that is the process of going through this tunnel at an emotional level, at an inner level. So when you willingly allow this process to happen by just claiming that, show me the way, like I'm here, I know that something is ending and something is not working out, and I don't know all the answers, and just show me, I'm ready, I'm present in this moment. When we sort of allow that in our life, we go through that black or this tunnel, this wormhole, whatever you want to call it, and at the end of it is the light. So this is the process of death described by a lot of people who die and come back or almost die, this process of the tunnel and the light at the end of it. But in spirituality, what it means to be enlightened actually, and the process that enlightenment starts with, is embracing this in your everyday, with at an inner level, about the things that are happening, that you're experiencing, about allowing that from inside of yourself, about surrendering. So when you do that, you sometimes, when it's time for a new cycle, because we all go through different cycles, there's different, I mean, if I start describing different cycles, this video will just go on forever, but in a simple way, it's just what I've described, where certain things need to end and a new beginning starts for us. And it can be just at the level of experience of something, that you experience something is ending in your life and another new experience is starting, but you don't even know exactly what it is. You don't know, am I supposed to, change, what am I supposed to change physically in my life? That lands up once we allow the emotional release and allow that new to come in. So first you have to release, and there's the release that happens where you let go of something, and then something new comes in internally as a new experience in the body. And that's after that is when physically the same thing happens as well. Physically we are able to let go of things that no longer serve us, that are sort of dead anyway, and then a new experience lands in the form of something physical in our life. So these are the moments right before all of this happens, before the pleasant quote unquote stuff starts happening. We go through this life review moment. It's like a death process, which we have invited voluntarily by surrendering. And you might there might be these flashbacks. Sorry, this is actually, there's lots of leopards in this area. So whenever I hear something or whatever, I'm just checking, because it's kind of like getting into the evening hours now. And so where were we? So we're supposed to let go and just surrender, and that's when things shift inside of us, and then they shift on the outside as well. And this life review moment happens when we're letting go, because it's like, it shows you this is your life, this is what you've done so far, or this is what you've done in this cycle, and it takes you through all of that. And all of those moments of wisdom, especially, that stood out, even if there's something very negative that happened, you went through some trauma, it will revisit that in a very different way. You will be revisiting it. The part of you that witnesses inside of you will be experiencing that traumatic event in a different way, because it'll be much more neutral. It'll be much more with love, with not the suffering attached to it. So there will be this release, and you might be crying, but that crying isn't from a sense of suffering. That crying happens from a sense of this overwhelm that happens when we're touched by the light. And so that is when you're shown everything that you have been through in the previous cycle, and now you're ready to let go of it. So it's like seeing, it's sort of like if you're vacating the apartment you've been in for years, you might just take a step back and look at it right before you leave, and there's these moments that come up of nostalgia, these memories and everything, and you are letting go of something, but you're also moving into something new. And you might be scared about some of those new beginnings, but so it's something like that. It's showing you everything that you've achieved, because in the end, whether you had positive experiences or negative or difficult or easy, whatever it is, the point of life is that you gain wisdom through these experiences. The divine God, if you want to call it that, or the creator being, the one gains wisdom of what it's like to be in body through you, and that is all that matters in the end, regardless of the nature of the experience we have. That in the end, that is the only thing that matters. That is the only purpose with which we come here. So those are the life review moments, and if you're experiencing them frequently, once every few months or whatever, it can be a good thing, especially if it feels you leaving lighter. It leaves you feeling lighter. And then the new comes in, and you're open to new experiences after that as well. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Sorry if it was a bit confusing. Just let me know in the comments below and I'll explain anything that needs explanation. If you have any comments, any questions, let me know. Let me know if you've ever experienced this, what it felt like for you. I know that I have. I experienced this, but especially when I was going through the process of awakening, this was even more frequent, because at that time we're letting go of a lot of things. And then once we hit, this more stable state, we've come into our own. We embody our I am presence. It's a bit different. Then of course we still have these moments where we have to let go and surrender and come into something new. There's always going to be cycles, but it can feel a little bit challenging when you're going through the ascension process in the beginning, because we're not used to accepting death, and just letting go. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking now, otherwise this video will be very long. I hope you enjoyed this. Catch me in the next video for the next Ascension symptom that I'll be talking about. And subscribe if you're new here. Oh my god, there's a huge wasp that said hello to us. So subscribe if you're new here, hit the bell notification, check out my website, which has these really beautiful courses and also personal services with me. See you in the next one.